Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep video. So in this video, I hope that it just gives you guys so much inspiration and so much motivation to meal prep for yourself and your family. For those of you guys who don't know, I am a full-time working mom, my husband's a full-time working dad, and meal prepping is pretty essential for us so that way we don't make bad choices during the week because we're busy, even when we're not at work, we're busy. And I'm just afraid that we will make unhealthy, bad choices if we don't have foods already prepared. This is such a lifesaver for us. It saves us time and money for sure. But in my meal prep today, I did a meal prep that was so simple, so easy, perfect for beginners. I did this meal prep in under an hour, not counting the time that it did take to cook the ribs in the crock pot. But let's jump right into this because this is about as easy as you can possibly get when it comes to meal prep. Let's get started. All right, so I'm going to make scrambled eggs for Oscar and the kids, or pretty much Oscar and Tyler during the week. So I'm going to probably throw around 10 eggs in there. I'm also going to throw some cheddar cheese in there and some of these bacon crumbles. And I'm just going to make it scrambled eggs. All right, I'm just going to let those cook and then I'm going to throw the cheese and the bacon crumbles in there. All right, the eggs are done. All I did is scrambled them, threw some salt and pepper in there, threw some of that cheese and bacon crumbles in there. And that is a simple, easy go-to breakfast for during the week that they can just heat up. What I'm preparing are these beef bottom round roasts. It's carne asada, basically. It says great for the grill, but I'm actually going to cook it here in my electric skillet. I already have some cooking up, and then I have these to cook up as well. And this is what I'm just seasoning it with. Again, my favorite seasoning. I'm gonna end up making it to where I'm like sick of this stuff, but I'm not there yet, so I'm gonna keep using it because this stuff is bomb. All right, so they are done and they look delicious. And this is just the perfect kind of meal prep item. All right, so I'm also going to cook this pork here. This is pork loin chops. And I'm just gonna cook this in my electric skillet as well. And this is the seasoning that I'm going to use. It's gonna be this Kingsford Cajun style all-purpose seasoning. Spicy Louisiana Classic. So I haven't tried this yet, so I'm excited to give this a try. Alright, so I am preparing some asparagus. I am just soaking it here in some vinegar water. And then I'm just going to break the ends off. I'm going to saute these. I'm going to chop them up, saute these in some grass-fed butter. Probably throw some bacon bits in there, and that is going to be delicioso. Alright, yeah, so next up I am going to make this pork spare ribs extra tender. I got this at Winco, such a great deal. This thing is huge. This thing is nearly 6 pounds. But seriously, you guys, when I said I'm keeping it simple, I mean, like, I meant I'm keeping it simple. So all I'm going to do is cut this up probably into thirds, throw it in this crock pot here, and then all I'm gonna do is pour this G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce on top of it. I'm going to let that cook for probably around 8 to 10 hours on low. This is a great go-to if you are in a hurry in the morning, you're gonna be busy all day, and then you just come home to food. This is perfect. All right, then I'm just literally gonna pour this sugar-free barbecue sauce over the top of these ribs. And I used probably 3/4 of this bottle. And if I have to add more later, I'll add more later. We'll just cook this on low for about 8 to 10 hours. All right, they are done. So when they were almost done in the crock pot, I just threw them on this pan and baked them for about another 20 minutes, and then I put them under broil for about 3 minutes. And boy, do they look scrumptious. All right, so next up, we are going to be making chili verde stew. Y'all can judge me on how I said that. That's cool. I'm down. But this is what I'm going to be using for the meat. This is 4 pounds of meat. And then we are basically going to cut up this entire can, basically, 1 pound, 11 ounces of these whole green chilies. I'm going to cut them up. There are the macros on there if you're curious. And then I'm going to cut up an entire onion, and then I'm also going to throw in some of this Hatch Valley green chili sauce, this 505 Southwestern one, and then this is the macros on that. So just throwing that out there, and then there are the ingredients. It does have rice flour in there, but I'm pretty sure it's not enough that I'm actually going to worry about. And this is a recipe that a friend of mine at work had me try, and holy moly, I can vouch for this recipe. It is absolutely delicious. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna cut these into smaller bite-sized pieces. I'm also gonna cut up the whole green chilies as well as this onion, and then we are gonna throw everything together. She threw hers in a crock pot. I think I'm gonna try it in the Instant Pot, but first I'm going to take butter and I'm gonna saute the meat up in butter before I actually throw it on manual and let the crock pot or the Instant Pot do its thing. And then we'll throw some seasonings and all that good stuff in there as well. But this is one delicioso recipe. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to melt this Kerrygold grass-fed butter in the bottom of my Instant Pot. I do have my Instant Pot on saute mode, and I'm just gonna let this melt. Now I'm just gonna start throwing all of this beef in here. And then we're gonna wash our hands. I'm just gonna season it up just a little bit with salt and pepper. right, so I think the meat is sauteed enough. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the onions and the green chilies. And just mix this and keep sauteing this just for a little bit longer. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna throw the juices from the green chilies in here. And then I'm also going to throw in this jar of 505 sauce. And I'm using the entire jar. Now I just took just barely any water just to get every bit of the 505 sauce. Then I'm gonna throw in there some more salt, pepper, some oregano, onion powder, and garlic powder. Then I'm gonna throw in there just a little bit of cayenne and a little bit of paprika. I'm just gonna give this a stir. Then I'm just going to pop the lid on there. Make sure this is on sealing. I'm gonna turn it off, saute. Then I'm going to put it on manual, and I think I'm gonna put it in for about 20 minutes. And I'm doing 20 minutes because I really want that meat to get really tender. So we'll see how this goes in the Instant Pot. All right, so that cooked for 20 minutes, and then I let it do a natural release for another 10 minutes. So I'm gonna open this bad boy up. All right, it is done, and it looks absolutely, woo, it's fogging up. It looks delicious. I seriously wish this was smell-o-vision because this smells so good. All right, y'all, so that is the end of my meal prep for this week. Again, simple, quick, and easy, but yet delicious. You don't have to spend hours and hours in the kitchen to make decent meals for your family. And again, definitely try that chile verde stew. That is absolutely amazing. I can't talk highly enough about it, and it was ridiculously easy to make, and it came out perfect in the Instant Pot. So whether you do it in the Instant Pot or the Crock-pot, it will turn out wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys, and don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye! On my own, but I don't know why. You hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when